1969, I saw an article in the paper that somebody was organizing a conservation committee of the Sierra Club, and I went to that meeting, and after one meeting, the fellow that was organizing took off for Silicon Valley, and I got to be chairman. Meantime, I'd learned the names of a lot of conservationists. Probably the best known was Genevieve Sadler. She and her husband Bill had been married out on Mount Diablo, and so they were very fond of the mountain as I was. And of course Mary did her college, university botany thesis on the native plants of Mount Diablo. And so then, back in the very early 30s, she had walked all over Mount Diablo examining the plants. She was rather knowledgeable about land, and so she was very useful in the following years about acquiring land. Well, I was the organizer and she was the inspiration. She knew a lot about the mountain that we didn't know, and I just happened to know a lot of conservationists. We had a need to have a special group having just to do with Mount Diablo. And so I organized that and phoned up a number of fellow conservationists, and that was in 1971. Well, Florence Klinger was a little old lady from Martinez. She got around on a bicycle. Would you believe she rode all over the county on her bicycle? And but she was a very outspoken individual. I wanted sort of a green name for our organization, and she wouldn't have anything to do with that. She insisted that the name of the organization be Save Mount Diablo. The state was populated more heavily down south, and so they were more interested in preservation of Santa Monica Mountains than they were in preserving land in Northern California. And so we were anticipating that the state would be buying land at our instigation. We didn't really realize that we might be getting donations in any sizable amount at that time. And we didn't at that time. We had saved, I think it was 1977, that we bought our first piece of land on Mount Diablo, which Mary describes as our corner piece, which was at the corner of Oregon Territory Road and Marsh Creek Road. We bought some land there, or attempted to buy some land there, and the state liked the idea so well that they kicked in a good bit of extra money. Instead of buying just the corner piece, they bought, I think, something like 230 acres, which was quite an addition to the park. Well, MBIA was pretty much according to its name. There was a bunch of people that were interested in volunteering to help explain the various aspects of the mountain to the general public. And they worked in hand with us, but they were not in the business of buying land. Well, if you looked at the mountain and drew a line mentally as to where the park was pretty much up on the top.
Right.
And this got the view of the mountain to be more like the view of the park. Well, I can only imagine what it might happen, and you can't really accurately look forward to future history. But I certainly hope that it continues until the whole of the mountain is acquired. That will be a great thing for Contra Costa County if that happens. One of the things that I like to do on Mount Diablo was ride my bicycle. And so there's many, many, many times I rode up Northgate Road and appreciated the mountain. And you get up on top of the mountain and there's quite a view of the local area. And a lot of people do that, particularly when it snows. People go to the mountain to see the snow. I suppose my greatest accomplishment was the organization for Save Mount Diablo. I value that rather highly.